Remember words by reading essays. The Clattery Invasion.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to explore a fascinating story called the Clattery Invasion. First, we will listen to the story in its entirety to get a general sense of what happens. This will help us understand the plot, the characters, and the overall mood of the story. Please listen carefully and try to follow the action as it unfolds.
In the Clattery hangar, the orbital research station, alarms wailed as sensors picked up an incoming craft. Rumors spread fast, some whispered it was a rescue mission. Others claimed the whole thing was rigged by the Interplanetary Council. The first news report was sloppy and full of sketchy details, leaving everyone more confused and reassured. Captain Rena, a savvy but often gruff commander, refused to panic. She began to contrive a daring stratagem. Make contact before the aliens made the first move. Her tact was to send a friendly probe, but the alien response was strident, a booming voice that seemed to goad the crew into hostility. It stung Rena, but she held her ground. Suddenly, the alien ship came hurtling in at impossible speed. Dock crews hustled to secure the bay, while scientists prepared samples to ply the visitors with gifts of knowledge. In return, the aliens started flogging strange crystals, apparently their only means to get by after a devastating war back home. The aliens themselves were a madcap bunch, tall, shimmering, with a habit of clustering round the station's vending machines. Their leader, with oddly poignant eyes, explained that their navigation AI had been sabotaged. The revelation G'd up Rena's resolve to help. An engineering skin showed someone had tampered with their system, garbling coordinates to send them off course. Before Rena could act, chaos erupted. Alien engineers began to bustle through the corridors, repairing their ship faster than humans could follow. When the dust settled, the aliens thanked the crew and departed, leaving behind both their crystals and a mysterious map to the outer galaxies. Rena knew she just made friends in the strangest way possible through a mixture of suspicion, diplomacy, and a whole lot of noise.
Now, let's listen to the story again, this time more slowly. As we go, I will explain some of the key words and phrases. For example, terms like clattery hanger, strident, and madcap describe specific sounds, tones, and the unusual behavior of the aliens. Understanding these will help you imagine the scene more vividly and grasp the subtleties of the story.
In the Clattery hangar, the orbital research station, alarms wailed as sensors picked up an incoming craft.
The word clattery describes something that makes a lot of loud, sharp, rattling noises. In the story, the Clattery hangar suggests a busy place filled with metallic sounds, machines moving, tools hitting surfaces, and equipment rattling around the space station.
Does clattery mean the same as noisy?
It's similar, but more specific. Clattery usually refers to hard, metallic, or repeated rattling sounds, not just any noise.
So the author used it to help us imagine the environment.
Exactly. The word helps readers hear the chaotic mechanical sounds of the space station hangar.
Rumors spread fast, some whispered it was a rescue mission. Others claimed the whole thing was rigged by the Interplanetary Council.
The word rigged in the story means dishonestly arranged or secretly manipulated so that a certain result will happen. When some people say the situation was rigged by the Interplanetary Council, they suspect that the event was not natural, but planned or controlled behind the scenes.
Does rigged always mean cheating?
Very often, yes. It usually implies unfair manipulation, especially in elections, competitions, or situations where the outcome should be fair.
So in the story, people were suspicious.
Exactly. They believe someone might have secretly engineered the situation, which adds tension and uncertainty to the scene.
The first news report was sloppy and full of sketchy details, leaving everyone more confused and reassured.
In the sentence, the first news report was sloppy and full of sketchy details. The word sloppy means careless or poorly done, lacking accuracy or attention. Sketchy means incomplete or unclear, giving only a few uncertain details.
So, does sloppy describe the reporter's work?
Exactly. It suggests the report was carelessly prepared, without careful checking.
And sketchy means the information isn't reliable.
Right. Sketchy implies the details are vague or suspicious, so people cannot fully trust or understand the report.
Captain Rena, a savvy but often gruff commander, refused to panic.
In the story, Captain Rena is described as savvy but often gruff. The word savvy means smart and practical, especially good at understanding situations and making wise decisions. Gruff describes someone who speaks in a rough or blunt way, sometimes sounding a little unfriendly.
Does savvy mean the same as intelligent?
It's close. But savvy often emphasizes practical knowledge and good judgment, especially in real situations.
If someone is gruff, are they always rude?
Not necessarily. A gruff person may sound rough, but they can still be kind or capable, just like Captain Rena in the story.
She began to contrive a daring stratagem: make contact before the aliens made the first move.
In the story, Captain Rena begins to contrive a daring stratagem. The word contrive means to cleverly plan or invent something, often using creativity. A stratagem is a carefully designed plan, especially one used to solve a difficult problem or gain an advantage.
Is a stratagem the same as a strategy?
They are similar, but stratagem often suggests a clever or slightly unusual tactic within a larger plan.
So, contrive means she made the plan herself.
Exactly. It shows she thought carefully and creatively to come up with the plan.
Her tact was to send a friendly probe.
In the story, the sentence says her tack was to send a friendly probe. Here, tack means an approach or method used to deal with a situation. It describes the way someone chooses to handle a problem.
Isn't tack also a sailing term?
Yes. In sailing, it means changing direction. By extension, in everyday language, it means changing or choosing a particular approach.
So Captain Rena's tack was a peaceful one.
Exactly. She chose a friendly and diplomatic approach by sending a probe first.
But the alien response was strident.
In the story, the alien response is described as strident. The word strident means loud, harsh, and forceful, often in a way that sounds aggressive or demanding.
Is it only about sound?
Mostly. Yes. It usually describes a voice or tone that is sharp and unpleasant to hear.
Why did the author use strident here?
Because the alien voice sounded booming and confrontational, which made the crew feel tense and challenged.
A booming voice that seemed to goad the crew into hostility.
In the story, the alien voice seemed to goad the crew into hostility. The verb goad means to deliberately provoke or push someone to react, often by irritating or challenging them.
Does goad always mean making someone angry?
Often. Yes. It usually means provoking someone so they will lose patience or respond strongly.
So the aliens were trying to start a conflict.
That's the feeling. The voice sounded as if it was pushing the crew to react emotionally, which increases the tension in the scene.
It stung Rena, but she held her ground.
In the story, it says the alien response stung Captain Rena. Here, stung does not mean a physical insect sting. It means she felt hurt or offended emotionally by what was said.
So it describes a feeling.
Exactly. When words sting, they cause sudden emotional pain or embarrassment.
Did she react angrily?
Interestingly, no. Even though the comment stung her feelings, she stayed calm and held her ground.
Suddenly, the alien ship came hurtling in at impossible speed.
In the story, the alien ship is described as hurtling in at impossible speed. The phrase hurtling in means moving very quickly and often uncontrollably toward something.
Is it the same as flying fast?
Yes. But it also suggests a sense of danger or urgency, not just speed.
So it makes the scene more intense.
Exactly. Using hurtling in helps the reader feel the sudden, alarming arrival of the alien ship.
Dock crews hustled to secure the bay.
In the story, the dock crews hustled to secure the bay. The phrase hustled to means to move or act quickly, often with urgency or energy.
Is it just moving fast?
Not exactly. It also implies focused effort and purpose. Like everyone is busy doing something important.
So the crews were in a hurry to get ready.
Yes. They were actively and energetically preparing the bay for the alien ship, showing the urgency of the situation.
While scientists prepared samples to ply the visitors with gifts of knowledge.
In the story, the scientists prepared samples to ply the visitors with gifts of knowledge. Here, ply means to offer something to someone repeatedly or persistently, often to persuade or provide for them.
So it's like giving gifts.
Yes, but with the sense of actively supplying or presenting something over and over. Not just once.
Were the scientists trying to convince the aliens?
Exactly. They use knowledge as a kind of gift to engage the aliens and encourage cooperation.
In return, the aliens started flogging strange crystals.
In the story, it says the aliens started flogging strange crystals. Here, flogging doesn't mean physical punishment. It's an informal way to say selling or offering something eagerly.
So the aliens were selling the crystals.
Exactly. It implies they were actively presenting or trading their crystals, maybe with energy or urgency.
Does flog always mean selling?
Not always. It can also mean forcefully promoting or pushing something, like goods, ideas, or even services.
Apparently, their only means to get by after a devastating war back home.
In the story, the crystals were apparently the aliens' only means to get by after a devastating war. The phrase get by means to manage to survive or cope, especially with limited resources.
So it doesn't mean traveling.
Right. In this context, it's about surviving or managing in a difficult situation.
The aliens needed the crystals to live. Then,
Exactly. The crystals help them meet their basic needs and continue despite hardship.
The aliens themselves were a madcap bunch tall, shimmering.
In the story, the aliens are described as a madcap bunch. The word madcap means funny, unpredictable, or wildly silly in behavior. It suggests they act in an unusual or chaotic way, often amusingly.
Is madcap the same as crazy?
Not exactly. It implies playful or eccentric behavior, rather than dangerous or harmful craziness.
So the aliens were funny as well as strange.
Exactly. Their actions, like clustering around vending machines, show they are quirky, chaotic, and entertaining.
With a habit of clustering around the station's vending machines.
In the story, the aliens are clustering round the station's vending machines. The phrase clustering round means gathering closely together in a group.
Does it mean they were crowded?
Yes, they were huddled or grouped closely, often showing interest in the same thing.
So it shows their behavior was social.
Exactly. It gives the image of the aliens moving together in a tight, lively group, which makes the scene more vivid and humorous.
Their leader with oddly poignant eyes.
In the story, the alien leader has oddly poignant eyes. The word poignant means evoking a strong feeling, often sadness, sympathy, or deep emotion.
So it means the eyes were sad.
Yes, partly. They made the humans feel a deep emotional connection or empathy.
Does it always relate to sadness?
Not always. Poignant can refer to any strong emotion. But here it emphasizes the emotional impact of the alien leader's gaze.
Explained that their navigation AI had been sabotaged.
In the story, the alien navigation AI had been sabotaged. The word sabotaged means deliberately damaged, obstructed, or tampered with to prevent something from working properly.
So someone intentionally broke their system.
Exactly. Sabotage is a purposeful act to cause failure or disruption.
Is it always done secretly?
Usually, yes. It implies covert interference, which is why the aliens were thrown off course.
The revelation G'd up Rena's resolve to help.
In the story, Captain Rena's resolve was G'd up by the revelation. The phrase G'd up means encouraged, motivated, or energized to take action.
Is it like getting excited?
Yes, but more focused. It's about being motivated to act with determination or energy.
So Rena became more determined to help.
Exactly. The news about the alien sabotage strengthened her resolve and inspired decisive action.
An engineering skin showed someone had tampered with their system.
In the story, the engineering skin showed someone had tampered with the alien navigation system. The phrase tampered with means interfered with something in a way that causes damage or alters its function, usually without permission.
So it's like messing with something.
Exactly. But it's usually deliberate and harmful, not accidental.
Did this cause the aliens to go off course?
Yes. The sabotage garbled their coordinates, showing how dangerous even small interference can be.
Garbling coordinates to send them off course.
In the story, someone had been garbling coordinates. The word garbling means mixing up or distorting information so it becomes confusing or incorrect.
So the coordinates were messed up.
Exactly. Garbling makes information unclear or misleading, which can cause mistakes.
Is it like a broken message?
Yes. In this case, it sent the aliens off course, showing how distorted data can have serious consequences.
Before Rena could act, chaos erupted. Alien engineers began to bustle through the corridors, repairing their ship faster than humans could follow.
In the story, the alien engineers began to bustle through the corridors. The word bustle means to move quickly and energetically, often in a busy or noisy way.
Is it just walking fast?
Not exactly. It implies purposeful, lively activity, often with a sense of urgency or excitement.
So the aliens were working very actively.
Yes, they were moving efficiently and energetically, repairing their ship faster than the humans could follow.
When the dust settled, the aliens thanked the crew and departed, leaving behind both their crystals and a mysterious map to the outer galaxies. Rena knew she just made friends in the strangest way possible through a mixture of suspicion, diplomacy, and a whole lot of noise.
We will listen one more time to the story from beginning to end. By now, you should have a clearer idea of the events and the characters' motivations. Try to notice how Captain Rena uses both caution and courage to handle the unexpected alien visitors. Pay attention to how the story combines tension, humor, and suspense.
In the Clattery hangar of the orbital research station, alarms wailed as sensors picked up an incoming craft. Rumors spread fast, some whispered it was a rescue mission. Others claimed the whole thing was rigged by the Interplanetary Council. The first news report was sloppy and full of sketchy details, leaving everyone more confused and reassured. Captain Rena, a savvy but often gruff commander, refused to panic. She began to contrive a daring stratagem. Make contact before the aliens made the first move. Her tact was to send a friendly probe, but the alien response was strident, a booming voice that seemed to goad the crew into hostility. It stung Rena, but she held her ground. Suddenly, the alien ship came hurtling in at impossible speed. Dock crews hustled to secure the bay, while scientists prepared samples to ply the visitors with gifts of knowledge. In return, the aliens started flogging strange crystals, apparently their only means to get by after a devastating war back home. The aliens themselves were a madcap bunch tall, shimmering, with a habit of clustering round the station's vending machines. Their leader, with oddly poignant eyes, explained that their navigation AI had been sabotaged. The revelation G'd up Rena's resolve to help. An engineering skin showed someone had tampered with their system, garbling coordinates to send them off course. Before Rena could act, chaos erupted. Alien engineers began to bustle through the corridors, repairing their ship faster than humans could follow. When the dust settled, the aliens thanked the crew and departed, leaving behind both their crystals and a mysterious map to the outer galaxies. Rena knew she just made friends in the strangest way possible through a mixture of suspicion, diplomacy, and a whole lot of noise.
That concludes our lesson on the Clattery Invasion. I hope this reading and discussion have helped you appreciate the story's unique mix of diplomacy, chaos, and friendship. Remember, understanding both the vocabulary and the context allows us to enjoy stories even more fully.